What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and it's time to go back into the Disney vault after a lovely weekend. And today we're going to discuss Pocahontas, starring Irene Bedard, Mel Gibson, David Ogden Stiers, Christian Bale, Billy Connolly, Linda Hunt, Russell Means, Frank Welker, and John Kasser. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said during the introduction, the weekend is over. We're done with the new release Saturday and the War Zone for now, and today we go back in to the Disney Vault. And as our movie opens, it's the year 1607 as the Susan Constant sails from London to the New World, carrying English settlers from the Virginia Company. Along the way, the Susan Constant is caught in a North Atlantic storm, causing Captain John Smith to save Thomas, a young and inexperienced crewmate, from drowning. Now, John Smith dreams about adventure, and as the crew approaches the New World, the settlers, including John, talk of adventure within the new land. Meanwhile, in the Powhatan tribe of Wirawokomoko, Sinacomoca, Virginia, Pocahontas, who is the beautiful daughter of Chief Powhatan, fears the possibility of being wed to Kocoum, a brave and handsome warrior, who she sees as far too serious for her own free spirited personality. This causes Chief Powhatan to give Pocahontas her mother's necklace as a present. So Pocahontas, along with her animal friends, Meeko and Flit, a raccoon and hummingbird respectively, go and visit Grandmother Willow, a spiritual, talking willow tree. Pocahontas tells Grandmother Willow of a dream that she's been having involving a spinning arrow and her confusion regarding what her path in life should be. Grandmother Willow then alerts Pocahontas to the arrival of the Susan Constant. Now, the voyage's leader is Governor Ratcliffe, a greedy man who seeks gold as part of his plan to bring him wealth and stature. Governor Ratcliffe has Jamestown built in a wooden clearing and immediately has the ship's crew begin digging for gold, while John departs to explore the wilderness, and he ends up meeting Pocahontas. Now, at first, he cannot hear her speak English, but Grandmother Willow gives him the ability to hear her speak. The two quickly bond as they are fascinated by each other's worlds, and they end up falling in love despite her father's orders to stay away from the Englishmen after Kocoum and the other warriors engage them in a fight. Meanwhile, Meeko meets Percy, Governor Ratcliffe's pet pug, and becomes the bane of his existence. When John tells Pocahontas that he and his men are here to find gold, she tells him that there is no gold. Pocahontas then introduces John to Grandmother Willow and avoids other crewmen, Ben and Lon, who are searching for him at the same time. However, Pocahontas' best friend, Nakoma, discovers her relationship with John and then warns Kocoum. Governor Ratcliffe also learns of John's encounters with Pocahontas and angrily warns John against sparing any natives or it will come across as treason. Later on, John and Pocahontas meet with Grandmother Willow and hatch a plan to bring peace between the colonists and the tribe. John and Pocahontas share a kiss while Kocoum and Thomas are sent by both parties to spy on each other. They witness the conversation from afar. Furious at what he's witnessing, Kokom attacks and attempts to kill John, but Thomas intervenes, shooting and killing Kokom, who pulls on Pocahontas' necklace as he collapses, destroying it. John then orders Thomas to leave before the tribesmen can arrive, capture John, and retrieve Kokoam's body. Enraged at Kokoam's death, Chief Powhatan berates Pocahontas for leaving the village and declares war on the English, which is to begin with John's execution at dawn. Thomas reaches Jamestown safely at night and tells his crewmates of John's capture. Governor Ratcliffe then rallies his men to battle, using this as an excuse to annihilate the tribe and find their non existent gold. That same night, Chief Powhatan also orders his men to prepare for battle. A desperate Pocahontas visits Grandmother Willow, where Miko hands her John's compass. Pocahontas then realizes that the arrow from John's compass is the same spinning arrow from her dream, which leads her to her destiny. Morning comes, and Chief Powhatan and his tribe drag John to a cliff overlooking a clearing for execution. Meanwhile, Governor Ratcliffe leads the armed colonists to the cliff in order to fight the tribal warriors. Just as Powhatan is about to execute John, Pocahontas intervenes and is able to finally convince her father to end the fighting between the two groups and spare John's life. Both sides stand down, and John is released. But when Ratcliffe is unmoved, he orders his men to attack, but they refuse. Ratcliffe then fires his own musket at Chief Powhatan, but John takes the shot himself and is injured in the process. Livid, the settlers turn on Governor Ratcliffe, and they detain him for hurting their comrade. John is nursed back to health by the tribe, but he must return to England for his wounds to be able to fully heal. Ratcliffe is also sent back to England in order to face punishment for his crimes against the natives, as well as the settlers. John asks Pocahontas to come with him, however, she chooses to stay with her tribe and help keep the peace. Miko and Percy, who are now friends, give Pocahontas her mother's necklace back, which has now been completely fixed. John leaves without Pocahontas, but with Chief Powhatan's blessing to return any time he likes. Our movie comes to its end with Pocahontas standing atop of a cliff, watching the ship that carries Captain John Smith depart. Pocahontas is always an interesting one to try to dive into. Is it historically accurate? No, not at all. There's a lot of liberties taken with this film to make it more Disney friendly. However, if we put that to the side, does the Walt Disney Animation Studios and the animators that are responsible for making this movie, did they create a good story out of the historical aspects? Did they create engaging characters that made you interested in their journey? Were the songs good? Was the animation good? And I think the answer to all those is a resounding yes. Is this the peak of the Renaissance? No. As a matter of fact, I feel that Pocahontas is the beginning of the decline of the Renaissance age. You had such a steady rise there with The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King. It's hard to top The Lion King, man. So pretty much anything that came out after that is going to be compared to, and as a result, a step down. from Pocahontas to Hunchback to Hercules to Mulan to Tarzan. Unfortunately, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, The Lion King was a blessing and a curse, as everything that followed was compared to it and nothing could achieve that status. So everything from that peak seemed like a decline. Now, does that mean that the movie is bad? Not at all. I think, like I said, the songs were good, the storytelling was good, the animation was good, the character development was good. I think it was a really good movie. It just doesn't hold up to the front half of the Renaissance, in my opinion. When it comes to my rating for this movie, I give it 3 out of 5 stars. It's one of those things where it's not going to be able to compare with the first half, unfortunately, and that is no slight to the movie itself. But after hitting the stride and the peak of The Lion King, like I've said a couple times, you're really hard pressed to keep that momentum, and I feel like this is proof of that. 3 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think of Pocahontas? If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Let's engage in that conversation because I know a lot of people out there that really do like Pocahontas. And I'm hoping they see this video and we can engage in that conversation together, as I'm always asking. Make sure you guys tune in immediately following this broadcast, both here on the Casa D18 Studios channel and over on the Jeff Meacham Network as we present another brand new installment of Ask the Dads, your opportunity on a regular basis to ask your questions, both wrestling and non wrestling related, to the dads, not always on wrestling, myself, and the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham. And then on Wednesday, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, will be another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews when I take a look at The Hunchback of Notre Dame, starring Tom Hulce, Demi Moore, Tony Jay, Kevin Kline, Charles Kimbrough, Jason Alexander, Mary Wilkes, Paul Candell, David Ogden Stiers, Frank Welker, Corey Burton, and Jim Cummings. You're not going to want to miss out on any of that content, both right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel and over on the Jeff Meacham Network. So make sure you tune in to Ask the Dads immediately following this broadcast. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there, thank you for tuning in and joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn that notification bell on so that you can be alerted of all my new videos. Make sure you share this video with your family, your friends, other movie fans, other cinephiles, other Disney fans, fans of the Renaissance era, fans of the princesses. Get this out there to anyone who you think would enjoy my content so we can boost up my visibility in the YouTube algorithms, eventually get me monetized by the end of the year. Thank you once again to all of you that joined and tuned in and watched along for today, and I will see you guys next time.